left and Serge Huchereau from Quebec on the right. They're both Canadians. And we've had some difference of opinion between the American referee on the left and the Canadian on the right. And Cecchini trying to get some sort of an advantage on Huchereau.
And Cecchini's bouncing around trying to get his body into the center of that table so he can come around on Serge.
Huchereau not getting any quarter at all.
They have to stay in that tuck.
No, he's not. He's away.
You can hear the American referee.
No.
I think Cecchini's complaining that Serge is opening up with his grip, and it doesn't look like it from here.
Serge Huchereau and Paul Cecchini, and this is a real battle. Probably the toughest one that Cecchini has had since he won that championship a year ago. Huchereau came into this competition a veritable dark horse, but he's done extremely well, and he's got the champion wondering what the heck's happening.
I think Serge better concentrate on arm wrestling instead of looking at the referees, because I'm telling you.
Oh, he won it! What an upset! What an upset!
Biggest
Serge Huchereau
upset of the day of the century.
has defeated the world champion, the defending world champion, Paul Cecchini. Can you believe that?
You know, for a minute I thought Serge was spending too much time talking to the referees, but obviously he knew what he was doing. Steady pressure right down the whole body, right down to the pin pad.
Serge Huchereau has won the world championship, the featherweight championship, upsetting the defending champ, Paul Cecchini. Now it's time for the lightweight championship as Team Canada starts to open up a margin over Team USA 60 to 50. We have a couple of Canadians, Mark Gardner from London on the right against Kevin Kelly, the defending Canadian champion on the left. He's from Kitchener, Ontario. So we've had one upset. I'm just wondering, Gene, is there two in the future?
Well, I'll tell you, Bill, these two guys right here are technicians at arm wrestling. There's no doubt about it. Kevin Kelly with his speed, Mark Gardner with his holding power. You know, it's going to be a toss-up. I really can't predict anything on this one.
Kevin Kelly, oh boy, and he's got it. Oh, wait a minute now, wait a minute. Has he got it? Did he win it? What have we got here? We have a champion. The officials, they seemed a little hesitant, and we were a little hesitant too, in declaring Kevin Kelly as the winner. But he is the world champion, being congratulated by his lady. And again, Kevin Kelly very quick.
Very quick off the start. Again, he's got to be the fastest starter I've seen in a long time.
So Kevin Kelly is the lightweight champion, and he does it in great style. Kevin, congratulations on winning the lightweight championship. Boy, you didn't waste any time with those guys. Was this the game plan?
Yeah, it was my game plan, Bill. I've been working pretty hard on my speed for this tournament. I dropped some weight, and when I come down on weight, I'm a lot faster.
You've been working for a long time, I know, for this world championship.
You bet I have.
Yeah, well, you got it now, and you know, it's always hard to give up.
You bet it
is. I imagine you have things in mind.
You got it, yeah.
All right, congratulations, Steve.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
Kevin Kelly, the lightweight champion of the world. Well, Team Canada has clinched that victory over Team USA 62-50, and they go into the middleweight championship now with Ed McKenney on the left. He's from Canada, and his opponent is Baarbe Butafuco. The foul has been assessed against Butafuco.
You can't afford another one here. It's very important. Now, there you go, McKenney.
Ed McKenney is the winner. Ed McKenney has come out of the pack. He is the world's arm wrestling champion in the middleweight division. How about that? This is a moment of truth in the light heavyweight division. Pete Mills on the right from the United States, Dunmore, Pennsylvania, to be more precise, against George Gottschalk of Kitchener, Ontario, a 25-year-old land surveyor on the left. And again, this is it for the light heavyweight championship of the world.
I've never seen George
foul against him.
He's got a foul, and he's got control. Pete Mills is home.
He's got it. George Gottschalk of Kitchener, Ontario, has won the world's light heavyweight championship. Oh, is he happy? Look at the supporters running on stage. George Gottschalk, and that really vindicates the faith you had in him, Gene. Boy, what a win.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. George Gottschalk inside. Look at that. He's developed the power like you've never seen before.
This is the women's lightweight championship. Nancy Locke of Canada. She's from Orleans, Ontario. She's on the right, 17 years old, against a veteran, Marsha Monk of Omaha, Nebraska, on the left. And Locke is in trouble as Monk tries to go.
Oh, she's come back.
Hey, she won it! She won it! Nancy Locke has won it. She is the 5th Canadian in a row to win a world championship, and she is happy. I thought Marsha Monk had her in trouble.
Well, very quick start. She's been doing that all day. We're talking to Nancy Locke, the women's lightweight world champion. Nancy, how long have you been on arm wrestling?
4 years.
4 years. That'll make it... I'm not even going to ask your age. No, I won't. I won't ask your age this time. But what sort of training do you do?
Oh, I just practice with my club. I'm in a club, and I practice with my coach and friends, and anybody that wants to practice with me, I go for it.
You must have a fairly good coach. Is your coach an ex-arm wrestler?
Yes, he is an arm wrestler, and he's very good, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
So back in the summer, you won the Canadian Championships, and now the Worlds.
Yes.
So how do you feel, really?
I'm really happy.
Thank you very much, Nancy Locke, the world's lightweight women's champion.
This is the Women's Open Championship, and Leanne Dufresne on the left is a defending champion. She's from Canada, and her opponent is Angie Parker from the United States. Parker got here with a victory in her previous match. She is a 21-year-old student from Vienna, Missouri. Leanne Dufresne, of course, a teacher from Laval, Quebec. She is 20 years old, and you can't say too much about her.
Well, I'll tell you something. In 3 years, I haven't seen anybody give her any problems.
No, not at all.
You know, and she's looking better every year.
She seemed to be of championship caliber the first time she got into the Canadian Championships. Leanne Dufresne. She can continue this skein of Canadian victories in this World Arm Wrestling Championships with a victory over Angie Parker.
Go.
Oh, see that?
Wow.
Fast.
You know, she uses tricep power. It's very unusual.
I would like to see her go up against some of the male arm wrestlers. I imagine she could do quite well against them.
And one more time, the powerhouse in Leanne Dufresne.
Watch it quickly. Don't blink, because you'll miss Leanne Dufresne winning the Women's Open Championship. This is the Men's Heavyweight Championship. This is the third start. Richard Baarbe on the left from London, Ontario. His opponent, Gary Goodridge, on the right, is from Barrie, Ontario, 21-year-old student. Can Baarbe overcome the strength and speed of Gary Goodridge?
Well, right now, they're into the tuck position to stay. And I'll tell you something. Richard Baarbe has the power.
Gary Goodridge, who's had a pretty easy time in his previous matches, and Richard Baarbe, we're in a real one here. This is, well, it should be this time. It should be this time.
If Baarbe can shoot in real quick right now.
This crowd's going nuts.
Goodridge is trying to put steady pressure on there.
Gary Goodridge is a winner. Gary Goodridge wins the World Arm Wrestling Championship in the heavyweight division over Richard Baarbe. And what a match it was. It was tough, but Goodridge perseveres and comes through. That's the toughest match he's had.
And I'll tell you something.
Let's have another look.
Okay, and Gary Goodridge trying to put Baarbe away here. And Richard Baarbe's holding on for dear life here. And Gary Goodridge putting everything he's got to win.
Well, we have the heavyweight champion, Gary Goodridge. Gary, you steamed through a couple of those other matches, and then you ran into Richard Baarbe and had a tougher time. What happened?
Well, he basically used his brain. Rick Baarbe is a powerful puller, but what happened was I think he intentionally slipped so we could go in the power pull. And that's where he thought he'd have a better chance, and which he did.
You're young, you're going to get better, you're going to get a little smarter along the way. What would you like to do after this? You're a world champion.
Well, I'd like to keep being a world champion for about another 10 years in a row.
Hey, I wouldn't bet against it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gary Goodridge, the men's heavyweight champion. For the very first time, Canada has won 7 championships. They swept the American team. We may be at the dawning of a new era when Canadian arm wrestlers can compete with anybody in the world time after time.
It's simply amazing, Bill. It's the 4th consecutive year they've done this, and they look really, really strong for next year.
I don't know what the secret is. Have they found something that they're exploiting now?
I think what it is, especially in Ontario, and you'll find that most of the winners were from the Ontario region. And we just pump out tournaments left and right every weekend and get together and do techniques right to the ultimate.
Well, I'm sure this is not just a blip that Canada has established a beachhead. They're going to build on that, and we can see many, many more years of what happened today.
We certainly can, and I'm enjoying it more and more every year myself.
I'm sure you think of retiring, coming out of retirement, maybe?
I'll tell you something. I'm seriously thinking of retiring and getting into the promotion business.
Okay, there it is. Canada sweeps it then over Team USA. For Gene Taddy, I'm Bill Incal saying so long from the World Arm Wrestling Championships in Toronto.